We are introduced to the futuristic metropolis of Earth 828, a world where the technology and optimism of the past merge. At the heart of this city stands the Baxter Building, headquarters of the world's most beloved superhero family. Here we meet Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, the most brilliant man on the planet, who seems puzzled by a simple task: finding his clothes. Meanwhile, his wife, Susan Storm, the Invisible Woman, is awaiting a result that will change their lives forever. And just as she hoped, a positive sign appears. After a long wait, the Fantastic Four family is about to grow. Sue delivers the news with a priceless smile, a moment of pure joy amidst their extraordinary lives. To the world, they are heroes. But in this moment, they are just a husband and wife who will soon become parents. The film then takes us back in time, showing how they became icons. Reed Richards and his best friend, Ben Grimm. Along with Sue's spirited younger brother, Johnny Storm, and Sue herself, they were four brave astronauts who became celebrities even before their historic mission. After gaining their powers, Reed dedicated himself to education, inspiring a new generation through his television show. Sue Storm used her influence not only as a hero, but also as a diplomat and politician, even brokering a treaty with the subterranean world. Johnny, with his powers, became an idol and a fiery symbol of adventure, and Ben Grimm, the mighty Thing, remained a hero to his old neighborhood, a giant with a gentle heart.
Back in the present, domestic life in the Baxter Building is filled with the typical brotherly banter and arguments between Johnny and Ben. Reed, in his own way, begins preparing the home for the little one's arrival, creating a baby to-do list with scientific precision. However, amidst this happiness, a strange signal from deep space catches Reed's attention. Something unusual is happening out there. That night, they look up at the sky, unaware that their peace is about to end. A strange meteor shower begins to grace the night sky. Without hesitation, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, immediately flies up to investigate, always the first to face danger. But what he finds is no ordinary meteor, a mysterious silver figure gliding on a cosmic surfboard. This is their first introduction to the Herald. This being radiates an incredible aura of power and an unknown purpose. Its face is cold, as if made of liquid metal. Below, his team can only watch with concern. They realize this is no ordinary villain they often face. This is something truly alien.
Immediately after the incident, the team gathers. The data shows that the arrival of this silver creature is a harbinger of something much bigger. Reed's analysis reveals a terrifying pattern. Several planets and other galaxies have vanished, and all traces lead to the same energy signature carried by the Silver Surfer. With the fate of the world on their shoulders, a difficult decision is made. They must go to the source of the signal, a dangerous mission into the depths of space. Before a cheering crowd, the Fantastic Four once again prepare to become humanity's hope, launching into the unknown darkness. The Excelsior blasts into space, carrying 4 heroes and 1 robot, on the most perilous journey of their lives. They travel farther than any human has ever imagined, crossing space and time itself to find the source of the threat. And what they find at the end of their journey is a scene of total devastation, a dead planet shattered into fragments. They realize they were too late to save this world, but they must find out what caused it so that Earth doesn't become the next victim. Their ship is pulled into a colossal structure of unimaginable scale, a mechanical necropolis the size of a moon. There, the Herald is waiting, and he is not alone. From the shadows, an entity of incomprehensible size begins to rise. Its eyes glow with cosmic power. This is Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, not just a villain, but a force of nature, a god of destruction. Fear creeps across our heroes' faces. All the battles they had ever fought on Earth feel insignificant compared to the threat before them. With a single gesture, Galactus demonstrates his absolute power. He is not a being to be fought. He is the end of everything.
In a moment of desperation, Sue's powers evolve. She manages to transport her team back to the ship, a last-second rescue. They make it back to the ship, but their situation is far from safe. They are trapped inside the Devourer's lair. Their ship loses control, pulled by an immense gravitational force towards a fiery singularity. And at the worst possible moment, in the middle of a fight for survival, the miracle of life chooses to arrive. Sue begins to have contractions. In the midst of destruction, Reed tries to be by his wife's side. A genius who can solve the universe's mysteries is now helpless against 2 forces of nature at once, death and birth. With the ship falling apart and hope dwindling, their family bond is the only thing they have left. In the middle of a cosmic firestorm, a baby is born. Held gently by the stony hands of Uncle Ben, a symbol of new hope in their darkest hour. Reed and Sue are finally able to hold their son, Franklin, a beautiful moment overshadowed by almost certain death. They managed to escape, but with severe damage and almost no energy left. Their journey home is far from over. The question is, will they make it back to Earth? And if they do, what other threats await them now that Galactus knows that their planet and their sun?
After returning to Earth, the Fantastic Four found the world they knew had changed. Optimism had been replaced by fear. Ben Grimm, once a hero in his neighborhood, was now met with a chilling silence. The news of Galactus had spread, triggering global panic. The world no longer saw the Fantastic Four as saviors, but as harbingers of doom. Protests erupted in front of their home. The once adored heroes were now the target of public anger and fear. Inside the Baxter building, the tension was palpable. They had survived Galactus, but they brought home the greatest threat that ever existed, and they had no idea what to do. Reed, the genius, felt cornered. For the first time in his life, he faced a problem that seemed to have no solution. Amidst the chaos, Sue found a moment of peace with her son, Franklin. She realized this fight was no longer just about saving the world, but about her child's future.
In a desperate act, Sue decided to face the crowd directly, not as the invisible woman, but as a mother protecting her child. With a voice trembling but firm, she spoke not to the protesters, but to the parents among them. She asked a simple yet piercing question. Would you give up your child to save yourselves? A question that silenced the crowd. From above, Reed witnessed his wife's bravery. Sue's speech was not just to calm the mob, but to remind Reed what they were truly fighting for. Inspired, Reed gathered his team. Despair had turned into determination. He had finally found the solution, a crazy plan that might be their only hope. His plan wasn't to fight Galactus or to move Earth. His plan was to move Galactus himself to the edge of the universe. Meanwhile, Johnny made a breakthrough of his own. From the voice recordings he got in space, he began to understand the language of the Silver Surfer.
Their time was up. Galactus arrived on Earth. His size was unimaginable, his mere presence enough to change the weather and bend gravity. The Fantastic Four had evacuated the city with the help of Mole Man. In the middle of an empty Times Square, they set up their teleportation device, their one and only chance. Using Franklin as bait, Reed broadcasted his son's cosmic energy signature, summoning the Devourer of Worlds directly into their trap. The final battle for Earth began, 4 humans against a god. In the midst of the chaos, Johnny sought out the Silver Surfer. He didn't come to fight, but to talk. "He's gonna destroy everything," Johnny yelled, not as a threat, but as a plea. He shared his memories, his feelings about family, something the Silver Surfer once had before she became Galactus' slave. For a moment, Shalabao wavered. Memories of her lost world and her family resurfaced, and she made a choice. 2 cosmic flames, one from Earth and one from space, now fought together, buying precious time for Reed below.
On the ground, the battle was not going well. Galactus' power was too immense. Reed was stretched to his absolute limit, his body torn apart. Just when all hope seemed lost, something extraordinary happened. Franklin, the baby Galactus sought, revealed his power. The child floated, facing the World Eater directly, not with anger, but with the curiosity of a child. Seeing her son in danger, the power within Sue exploded. The bond between mother and child triggered a force that surpassed even cosmic energy itself. With one furious scream, Sue unleashed a wave of power she had never shown before, trapping Galactus in an impenetrable energy cage. "Now!" shouted Reed. Using their remaining strength, Ben and Johnny helped push the energy cage towards the open portal. And then, silence. Galactus was gone. They had won. Amidst the ruins, the family was reunited, not as superheroes, but as a family that had just survived a nightmare. They had lost so much, but they hadn't lost each other. Slowly, the citizens of New York came out of their hiding places. The fear in their eyes had turned into gratitude and admiration. They were no longer just America's first family. That night, amidst the destruction of their city, they had become the world's first family. Sometime later, life returned to normal, or as normal as it could be for them. They prepared to appear on a TV show, not as celebrities, but as a symbol of hope. They learned that their greatest power was not fire or elasticity, not strength or invisibility. Their greatest power was the bond that united them as a family. And in this universe, their story has just begun, because a new threat, more cunning and darker than Galactus, is waiting in the shadows.